Hello, I am Deepak Fadnis. Welcome to this series of translations of the Abhangas of Saint Tukaram from Marathi into English. As you may be aware, Saint Tukaram was a very great devotee of God who became a saint with his sheer love for God. During his lifetime, he has composed an epic called Abhanga Gatha. It consists of more than 4,500 short verses called Abhangas. An Abhanga is something which cannot be destroyed. So every Abhanga is an eternal wisdom, words of eternal wisdom which are valid today, tomorrow, and all throughout in the future. Such a treasure which expresses love for God and which also gives guidance on how to live life, how to pray God, how to worship God. I thought that this treasure should be shared with all those who do not understand Marathi. So I started translating these abhangas into English and I am posting them on this YouTube channel. I hope you like my translations. Today we will translate abhangas 509 and 510. First, I will read the Abhanga in Marathi. उदंड शहाणे होती तर्कवंत परी नेणवेची अंत विठोबाचा उदंडा अक्षरा करोत भरोवरी परी ते नेणवे थोरी विठोबाची तुका म्हणे नाही भोळेपणा विण जाणीवते सीण रीते माप. There are people who try different methods to understand God. Some try reasoning, using logic, jnana. Some study very hard and recite all the scriptures. But the only ones who get God are those who are simple, naive, and plain hearted. So, in this Abhanga, Saint Tukaram is emphasizing on the characteristic of the devotee. You have to be a plain hearted person, a very simple, a very naive person. If he is naive, if the devotee is naive, that is most important. Now, people who keep getting doubts very often will remain entangled. Those who ask questions because they pursue the path of reasoning, the path of knowledge, and they keep asking questions. But Tukaram Maharaj is saying those who keep on questioning too often will remain entangled in a confusion. So, in my opinion, I personally think this is because God can be reached more by the heart than by the brain. Mind is very, very subservient to God. Mind is a creation of God. It's a small part of the whole mind of the universe, and mind cannot fathom God. And this is what he says in this Abhanga. Let's see the translation one line at a time. उदंड शहाणे होती तर्कवंत परी नेणवेची अंत विठोबाचा. There are many wise persons who are experts in logical arguments, but they will not reach the end of the nature of Lord Vithala. They will not be able to fathom the Lord. Means they will not be able to get full understanding, full experience of God. Second line, परी ते नेणवे थोरी विठोबाची तुका म्हणे नाही भोळेपणा विण. I'm sorry, I'll read it again. उदंडा अक्षरा करोत भरोवरी परी ते नेणवी थोरी विठोबाची. There are many who mug up words from scriptures. Udanda Akshara. They keep mugging up words, keep reading the scriptures, and they study a lot, but they do not understand the greatness of the Lord Vitthal. And in the last line, Tukaram Maharaj says, तुका म्हणे नाही भोळेपणा विण जाणीवते सीण रीते माप. So here he is saying it will not be possible to win over this Lord Vitthal without simple heartedness. One has to be a naive person. You cannot fathom this great Vithala without knowledge. No, with knowledge or with jnana, even if the measure of knowledge is very big, even if you use knowledge, you have a very high amount of knowledge, he says it just stays empty. The measure of knowledge, if you use that, it just stays empty while trying to measure God. Do not try to measure God. So in a way it turns out to be troublesome. People who try to pursue too much the logical reasoning and jnana and all, they will ultimately get into trouble. So this is the message from Saint Tukaram. I like it. I hope you like the translation. And we will move to the next Abhanga, that is Abhanga 510. I'll read it first. Adharavachuni kaay sangasi kahani, ठावा नाही पंढरी राव, तो वरी अवघेची वाव. मानित आहे कोण तुझे कोरडे ब्रह्मज्ञान, तुका म्हणे ठेवा जाणपण एक सवा. This is an Abhanga addressed to a person who is trying to preach without having the experience of God realization. There are many who read many books and they start thinking that now they have become God, they have understood God, and God is inside them, so they are now authorized to preach, and they start preaching, but they have no true experience of God realization. God realization experience changes a man inside out and it transforms it completely. He has to experience God, and without that experience, everything else is dry. Whatever he may say, those are dry words, those are not the words of experience. This is what Saint Tukaram is expressing, and he is emphasizing in this Abhanga. First line, Adharavachuni kaay sangasi kahani. Oh man, what are these stories that you're trying to tell without any basis of religious scriptures or saying of saints? If somebody is trying to say something else which is not written in scriptures or which is already said by saints, if he is not repeating saints' words, then Tukaram Maharaj is asking him, oh, what are these stories that you are trying to tell? ठावा नाही पंढरी राव, तोवरी अवघेची वाव. He says, so long as you don't know this king of Pandharpur, all this effort is a waste. Manita he kod, tujhe korde brahmajnana. Who will believe in your talk? All the talk of the knowledge of the Brahman. You are doing all this, but who will believe this? It is all dry because it is without the true experience of Brahman. And in the last line, Tukaram Maharaj says, Tuka mane theva janpada eka sava. Tuka says, O pretentious man, keep aside your feeling of a knower on one side. You may be having a great feeling that I am a very knowledgeable person, but keep that feeling aside, it is of no use. This is a short Abhanga and gives a message that don't start preaching unless you are really somewhere and where your guru says that yes, please go and preach, go and teach people. Unless that stage comes, nobody should preach. This is what Saint Tukaram is saying in this Abhanga. I hope you liked my translation. Please have a look at all the other features of this YouTube channel and do share your feedback. Thank you for listening to me, and we will meet again next time for translation of some more Abhangas. Till then, see you. Bye.